Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me and see things. I got to get way down to be in the camera, but I'll be working over here on the bike. Uh, Plan is to start tear down on the bike, get the things off that don't need to be there anymore, so that later I can add the electric motor. So this is my brand new bicycle, and the first thing I'm going to do is tear it apart. So to start with, I should start with the right thing. To start with, we need to remove the chain of the bike. And to do that, it's going to be hard to see. The wheels are huge, yes. That's why I picked this model bike. But what we have to do is turn the chain until we find the master link. That's where they join the chain together to make it a loop. And that's also where you go ahead and take it apart. And I found the master link last night, but I must have bumped the pedals. So now I've got to slowly watch and find it. Come on. You can tell the master link because it basically looks like sort of a clipped-on link. And so you put these master link pliers in there and just squeeze. And, like magic, comes apart. So let's get this out of the way. And we can move on to step 2, which is to remove the pedals. Every crankset comes apart in a different way. So you'll have to research on your own to find out how your crankset comes apart if you need to do it. So on the pedals, one of them is threaded the normal way, and one of them is threaded backwards. The reason is when you're pedaling, you're always going around like this. So the rotation of the pedal is clockwise. So on the side where clockwise would screw the pedal in, they can leave it normal threaded. I have this sort of started and loosened up. Let's see if I'm going the right way here. Nope, I'm going the wrong way, I think. So on the non-drive side, the side without the chains, you can take it apart the normal way, just anti-clockwise rotation. Then on the drive side, you have to go backwards to normal. For the reason I mentioned. Basically, it's always turning when you're turning. You want to turn the screw, the top of the screw, towards the back of the bike, I guess. I don't know a super good way to explain it, just that one side goes backwards to normal. Usually pedals are super tight, but I pre-loosened these so I wouldn't bash my knuckles in when I got on stream. So the next step is to get out, in this particular bike's case, get out an Allen wrench and fit it in there. This is where every bike is really different. This is SRAM GXP style crank. And so it just has one crank bolt on one side that you unscrew. And when you get that off, the pedal comes out. Like I said, every crank set comes out differently. Cool, Anarin. What brand of fat bike does he have? Okay, so you can just push in on the crank at that point, and it comes out. And I'm just going to attach these two together so that I don't lose them. That didn't work so well. I'm going the wrong way. All right, I'll set that aside now. Next thing we need to do is get out the wrench for removing the bottom bracket. That's what they call the set of bearings that hold your crankset. For the motor I'm putting in, it completely replaces your bike's bottom bracket. So if I get my correct wrench for this, it's a crazy looking wrench with, I can show it, lots of little teeth on it. And those teeth fit in little grooves on these bottom bracket kits. That was just the seal for the bottom bracket. Let's see. Get on there. And the hard part is I'm not entirely sure which way these screw in. And I haven't pre-loosened these. Schwinn. Unfortunately, the Schwinn brand has gone down in quality a lot lately. It's kind of disappointing. I'm going to take a quick look on the internet to find out which way to turn the bottom bracket. I'll let you know up front, I haven't done this before, so I'm researching each part as I go. That's not helpful. So I'm just trying to figure out how to remove that. We'll be doing this a bit as we go because I don't repair bikes often, but this shouldn't be that hard. Oh, come on. Ooh, wearing through to the wires is not good. All right. The non-drive side is a right-hand thread, so I'm going to be turning counterclockwise once I get this wrench on. And this is in quite tight. There we go. Once you get it loose, it's kind of a breeze. Just go round and round until it comes out. And it has a little sleeve in there, like this. The sleeve is to protect the bearings from dirt. Nice. Yeah, I have a new tube for this on order from Amazon. Just to be able to carry one in my bike bag. Um, so that I can have a spare in case I have a blowout, which happens. All right, come on. And like I said, these are in nice and tight. This one should come out going clockwise, and indeed it does. All right, so that is the complete removal of the bottom bracket and crankset. Mid-mount motors pretty much completely replaced that. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff for my bike that I'm never actually going to use. Fun, huh? And I'm just assembling all of this and tightening it down so that when I store it, definitely a mid-mount. My other electric bike is a hub mount motor, which is nice for ease of conversion, but it doesn't have nearly as much torque when you're riding. And so that's the reason I'm upgrading to this bike, is so I can climb hills better. So the next part I need to remove is the front derailleur, because the mid-mount motor only has one gear, so I won't need that. And it's removed with an Allen key. Which I should have handy in this tool kit somewhere. Saw one, I was sure. There it is. Allen keys. I think should be this size. And we just loosen this clamp till it opens all the way up. And we can remove it. Again, I'll just screw this nut or this screw back in so I don't lose it. Because the derailleur's still good. I just don't have a use for it. And now I'm noticing one thing I don't entirely like on this bike. All of the cables are secured with zip ties that I can't unlock. So to remove this derailleur cable, I'm going to end up pulling all of the cables off and have to remount them, which is okay. I've got electric cables that have to go in as well. Next thing I get to do is remove the grip ends so I can remove the brakes and the shifter. I'm going to have to mount a bunch of hardware up here on the handlebars. Oh, yeah. If you don't have climbing, the hub motor is kind of nice. Although right now, the Bafang mid-mount motor I'm going to use is just such a cheap and powerful motor that it doesn't make sense to mess around with the mid-mounts to me. What kind of screw is that? Oh, Torx. Need to make a trip to the toolbox. That's not an Allen. That's not that size either. wrong size. My eyes fail me. Yeah, I have a bottle mount battery rack that I'm going to mount right here. I will be installing a rack, but I use the rack to carry my bags to work. So I don't want a battery stuck there. Plus, getting the battery low is a good idea. So the bottle mount is nice and low mounting. All right. Unclamped. I thought I unclamped it. I guess I got to unclamp further. Oh, come on. Come on, grippies. I don't want to ruin them, but I'm also not that concerned about damage. Because I'm going to replace these with more ergonomic grips. But they are on there. Wow. Come on. Get loose. Clips. Want to be careful that I don't break anything when I'm taking it apart. Oh, come on. I'm going with a thumb throttle, just because that's what came with the kit. My other bike has a twist. I don't think it matters much because I'm going to use the pedal assist, which is by far more comfortable way to ride. Man. If I just get this over the thick part, now maybe I'm wrong. But it seems like this end is loose. It's only gripping hard there, so I just got to get past. I don't know an easier way. There probably is, Bonsai. If you know it, tell me. Because I am just using brute strength. I think that there's a trick where you can like get an air compressor and blow some air under it and it lifts it off. But I don't have one with me. I removed the cap. So no. It's just just sticky rubber. The problem with the twist throttles is they're more like a 5-position switch, so they don't feel like a twist. All right. See if I can push this tool under it and have that help me. This is rough. There's no sticky, it's just rubber on steel, which creates a ton of friction. It's coming now, though. Only got about a ½ inch left, but I'm going to be exhausted. There we go. Finally. Yeah, it was just rubber stretched over the steel on the handlebar, and it was just lots of friction. There we go. Put the locking ring back on. Cap back in. And reattach this screw so I don't lose it. Let's try this. The Torx. Whew. Really exhausted. But we got it. We're all good. Now to see how these are mounted with Allen. Get my Allen wrench. This part should be considerably easier. Is there not enough slack in the cable for me to get this off? Let's see. Man, they give very little slack in their cables. But that's off. And now we remove the shifter. There we go. Now I've got to go get a wire cutter to clip these zip ties and unhook that cable. What? The chat went away. The computer fell asleep. And you're back. Let's see if I can turn off that sleeping. Turn off after never. Better. I'm just clipping the little zip ties that hold that cable in. And then I have to loosen the clamp so that I can get the cable up and out there. All right. No more front derailleur. Put that over in the pile of parts I no longer need. So I think I've removed everything I need to remove for now. I'll have to get this other handlebar off maybe to mount the throttle. But I don't think I need to remove anything else right now. So time to start looking into the motor, which is here. It's a nice little one. It will slide in from the drive side. Then I need to figure out how many spacers to put on it to make it about even. And I need a ruler for that. So what I'm adjusting for is both so that when I put the clamp on, it'll screw in tight like it needs to and grip the bottom bracket, because all that holds the motor up like that is friction. But the other thing is, you want the pedals to stick out the same amount on each side. So it's 4 on that side. That's pretty much even. Now I'm going to get out spacers and see about how many spacers I need to put in. And it looks like that spacer set will do on that side. All right. Then next, I think I need to find the mounting bracket. Lots of little parts in here. So far, not the ones I need. Here's the kit we need. It's got the mounting spacers. So this little bracket has little nubs on it on this side. Those go against the bottom bracket. And when you tighten it down and torque it down, it'll grip into the bottom bracket and keep the motor from rotating. Now I have 2 of those. I don't know why that is. That's interesting. Instructions didn't tell me about 2 of them. The nut. got some pieces I don't quite understand yet, but we'll figure it out. There should be another spacer kit in there somewhere, I think. I'll need more. Lots of spacers. I did not want to run out of these guys. Okay. That. This will run on. Got little bits of styrofoam in the bearing. Probably not an issue, but I'd rather not have any foreign stuff in the bearing so that I don't grind it out. I'm just going to pick that out. So that is just on there a little bit for now. Those are long spacers. Aha. I think I have what I need here. Yeah. Wonder if I can remove one of those. Just trying to get the fit right on this. Because I've got to be able... Nope, I can't take all of it off, but I might be able to go with some thinner ones here. No, I got to go with the thicker one. Wonder if that's what this extra thing is for. I don't know. I'm not going to use it. Just going to go with 2 thick spacers over here. Then what I've got to do is those don't go on yet. They go on the other side. Just trying to get all the screws in. So bottom brackets are all different widths. And so you'd need to get things set up so they match the width of your bike. There's no screw holes for a retainer on the other side. So it could just be a spare in case you break things, which breaking things wouldn't surprise me. I'll have a friend who's put one of these together already come over and check my work later. All right, I need my Allen keys. Screw that guy in. Come on. All right. Those Allen keys are both the wrong size, so I need to go find a different set. Which should be in the toolkit on my other bike. Unless these are, there we go. That's the size I need. We might need to go get a ratchet, because this is going to take forever to screw in. All right, I'm going to go get a different driver. Hey there, Jelly. How's your day going? Come on, get down. I've been okay. Come on. Come on. Need to have a bit of banging. So I'm going to mute you guys so that I can bang. All right, banging is done. Oh, there's lots of ignorance here, believe me. I told you all that I don't know what I'm doing, right? But no, what happened is that screw is too long. So that will be a problem. Now, and I got to remove a washer. I was hoping to be able to have all the washers on there when I tried to fit this, but looks like that's not going to work out. It's 2 washers out. That should thin it up enough to allow it to tighten as tight as it needs to get. Then on the other side, I need a medium-sized screw because the one I've been screwing in bottomed out. Okay, that's going to work. So that's the right amount of screw in there. We may be at a stopping point until I go to a hardware store. Because I believe my other screws are too short. And these are clearly too long. Feels like a bit of Goldilocks up in here. Bed too small, too short. These aren't even the right mounting screws. All right. Unfortunately, I've hit a ending point for now. But we did get the bottom bracket out, the crankset off, the shifter off of the other side, and a good start on mounting the motor. So, got to visit the hardware store, and when I come back, I will be able to put in the other screw, run the nut on here, torque it down, and put the jam nut on and go from there. So, thank you everyone who watched so far. Do you have any questions before I go? This is when the delay between me broadcasting and you seeing it is the most frustrating. Also, when I hope that I turned the sound back on for you guys. Well, that's good. So I'll take that as no questions then. In which case, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go to the hardware store. I may or may not make it back on to stream some more today. Shocked. Shocked about what? Oh, I grew up in a mechanic shop, Misher. Um, so I took apart a lot of things. I'm definitely afraid that I'll break something, but I've done a lot of reading, and so while I don't know what I'm doing, um, I at least know about the nature of what I don't know how to do, so it's helping a little. I guess the biggest thing is remember how things came off that you have to put back on, and you'll be fine. Um, but so far, it's going together pretty easily. Um, and the absolute worst case is that I can't get it back together, and I go pay a professional to do it. So yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and go. I need to go buy uh, one of these, but shorter, and I will come back probably after I get that. Um, Also, probably need to feed myself. So, thank you to everyone for watching. Hopefully, this was enjoyable, and maybe you learned something. I know I'm learning, so that's good that way. But thanks again for coming. I will talk to you guys later.